So picture this. You're out for your morning walk with your dogs, the sun's shining, the birds are chirping. You just feel in flow and present with nature that surrounds you. All of a sudden, this idea pops into your heart, your mind, and you're like, wow, I've never thought of that before. This could actually work. I've got to look into this more. Then later in the day, everyone's home, you're trying to figure out dinner, and you remember that idea that you had from the morning, and you think, God, I don't have time for this. Who am I to think that I can pursue this? How would I even start? I don't know anybody would want to hear more about this. And doubt and fear and lack quickly just put a cap on it. That idea is no longer available to you. And yet, another vision dies because of some past perspectives, because life got a little too busy. It became a little too noisy. Well, friends, it's time to move beyond that. Your visions need space to become something in this world. And today we're going to talk about some ways that you can bring them forth and keep them front and center and give them the attention and love that they deserve, along with what you deserve. Go ahead and take a listen. Welcome to Oracle Mornings, your daily ritual for inner connection and soulful insight. Each morning, we draw a card together to inspire your day with intention, reflection, and a touch of magic. Whether you're just beginning your spiritual journey or simply seeking a moment of peace, you're in the right place. So take a breath, open your heart, and let's begin. Hello, good morning. Welcome back to Oracle Mornings. I'm your host, Amanda Johnson. Today's looking a little different for me, friends. I'm out on the road and had an idea come to me that I wanted to chat with you about. So pulled over in a parking lot in beautiful downtown Freeport, Maine. And I was just thinking on this idea I had earlier this week, and it's something I really, really want to launch. I believe I touched on it recently in one of my episodes, but it has to do with marrying the real estate world that I've known for the past 9 years, and also the new spiritual one I've so deeply ingrained myself in the past 2 years. And I'm so stoked about this idea, but what I'm noticing, and this is what I believe happens to so many of us, is how much I can talk myself out of it. I can live in the excitement, come up with all these wonderful thoughts on how I'll move forward, and then that what if thought in my monkey mind brain comes through, and I can just feel in my body how easy it would be to just let this idea go and not move forward, because those what ifs can stop us dead in our tracks. What if no one finds me? What if no one believes me? What if no one thinks I know enough? What if I don't know how to put this program together? It's amazing how many excuses we can come up with when we have a beautifully aligned idea within us that wants to be set free. And I share this because you might be there too. You might have thoughts in your careers. You might have thoughts for your family, or ideas rather, not just thoughts. And that mind of us can tell us constant lies because we're living from our ego instead of from our heart. But when we slow down enough and think of when did this idea come to me? Where was I? Was I walking through the woods? Was I driving in the car? Was I in the shower? It's probably a moment that you were super present and not preoccupied with anything else. And it most certainly was not while you were doom scrolling your phone. I can almost guarantee that. So I just wanted to chat today. What has stopped you in your tracks with your beautiful idea that felt so aligned? And how can we get past that? The first way would be to stop and schedule some time to sit with it and come from the heart instead of just thinking of ideas. It might feel counterintuitive or even hard to force yourself to sit and be present. But you can always start with a breathing exercise. You can start with a guided meditation, anything that gets you more into your body and how you're feeling rather than that mind and all the thoughts that are going to come through. And listen, thoughts are always going to come through, especially when you're at the beginning of your spiritual journey. But try to picture them like a thought bubble above your head that you can just flick away or that can float off. You can even take a moment and say, thank you. I know you're trying to protect me. I know you're trying to make sure I get to everything on my list. But right now, this is what I'm doing. So you can just hold your horses and wait for me to come back to you. You have to almost set a boundary with your own mind, which might sound completely bizarre. But the more that you can picture these things, the easier it is to just let them go. Or you could even in your meditation get a little bit curious and say, I wonder what my next thought will be, and just be a little bit more playful with it in that way. But it still creates a separateness between your presence and your mind that allows you to feel into the most aligned version of yourself. So when you finally become a little bit more present with where you are in your body, wherever you are, maybe you're outside with your feet on the ground, maybe you're sitting in bed still and having your morning meeting, take a moment and put the pen and paper in front of you and just, ask the universe, I want more ideas to pour forward on this thought, this vision I had. What do you have for me? And just start writing and see what comes through. And there might be something in there that lights you up. There might be something in there that scares you a little bit, but maybe in a good way. And there might be something that comes through where you're like, I know this needs to probably be done, but I have no interest in doing that. And don't judge any of it. Just take it as information and be curious about it. Because just because putting an idea out there into the world, especially when it comes to business, is always going to require some number of steps, and you will not enjoy all of them. Some of business is not enjoyable, and that's just part of it. Maybe you hate editing videos. Maybe you hate creating the playbook to go by, the manual of instructions for how to get something done. Remember, though, these things can be outsourced to others. They can be delegated if you already have a team. You want to be focusing on your high level tasks that really get you where you're going. So that's my first recommendation, would just be to sit with yourself quietly and let the ideas, the information pour through, because you'll be surprised. Sometimes this idea you have will start building itself. Do not let your what ifs get in the way. Find ways to work around them instead so that you can stay with it. The second thing, and probably the most important, and guys, I'm just riffing here. I don't even know how many items I'm going to be talking about. But when you find yourself getting back into fear, getting back into the what ifs, getting back into the not enoughness, all of those things that can shut you down, can shut your beautiful vision down, I want you to return to your why. What was that first thing when you had this beautiful idea that drove you to it? Was it because you were hoping to create some change in the world? Was it because you were hoping to be home with your children more? Was it because you were hoping to leave room for more love in your life, to make space for that epic partner that was meant for you and aligned with you? Do not forget your why. Write it out every day if you have to. But when you step back a little bit more objectively and look at that bigger picture, it's okay to be in the weeds. because when you're looking back, you can see the whole maze. Have you ever been through a corn maze? You can get a little bit lost. We have a lot of corn mazes here in Maine, especially in the fall when the season is in full swing. And you can get really turned around in those. But if you were to have a bird's eye view of that maze, you would know exactly which way you want to go. So even if it takes a little bit of pretending, a little bit of visualization, imagine yourself flying like a drone outside of your body and look at that bigger picture of what it is you're creating. And it makes the weeds a little less scary because you know once you figure out this one step, you'll be on to the next, and eventually you will find your way out to the other side. So knowing your why is absolutely key to this. And the third piece, which I think will be the final piece for today, unless something else comes to mind, would be to share the idea, the vision, the inspiration with somebody else. Maybe you reach out to a friend, maybe a family member or peer, colleague, or maybe it's a community that you're part of. And heads up, a community is definitely in the works for the work that I do, because I do think connection is everything. And I find that in this digital world, it can be a little harder to find actual connection, not just consuming, but actually connecting and sharing ideas with other in a live setting. So having a community you're already part of, whether it's a group program or somewhere where you live, bouncing these ideas off of people and just seeing how they respond, what they say. Just put it out there and then listen. Don't try to convince anyone of anything. Just read their responses and share it with enough people that you have a little bit of a variety. And maybe somebody challenges you in just the right way and it pushes you to make you want to do the work even more. So those are my tips for today. And now I'd love to move into the card reading to see how it fits with when those ideas and visions come your way, those things that will make you feel like you're most in alignment with who you're meant to be and also part of your greater purpose and path. What do we reflect on surrounding that? Today I'm pulling from the 13 Holy Nights Oracle deck by Laura J. Day. One of my favorite decks. I love that it encompasses spirit animals, it does herbs and minerals, and those are sort of the three main themes that it pulls from. And today I pulled the card called Snake. So go ahead, take a deep breath in and out. Let's see what Snake has to teach us. Snake, letting go, transformation, initiation rites, healing. Close your eyes and imagine that you are being gently wrapped in 1,000 silk scarves. Can you feel the silky softness caressing you as it slides across your skin? This is the powerful magic of Snake. Snakes glide effortlessly over dirt, gravel, sticks, and leaves. They slip between logs, rocks, and prickly pears without ever getting stuck, and without anything ever sticking to them. How different this is from our furry four-legged friends who seem to drag in half the forest along with them every time they come home from a walk. It reminds me of the way many of us move through the landscape of our lives, allowing life's traumas, be they large or small, to lodge in our minds, hearts, and bodies. Snake shows us how to pass through life without accumulating unwanted and toxic baggage. If Snake has quietly been chosen, now is the time to let go of any negativity or toxicity that may have taken up residence inside you. Snake is offering you the opportunity to shed your skin and completely transform, emerging as healed and holy new individual. Snake reminds us that we can learn to release poisons of all kinds, toxic thoughts, toxic emotions, toxic substances and relationships, and even toxic events and physical traumas. It is precisely for this reason that the shamanic rites of passage often include intentional venomous snake bites. The shaman-to-be must be able to recognize and release the poison or die. In today's world, life is the initiation, and we must learn to identify and let go of the inevitable poisons we encounter along the way. Snake is here to help. The key is learning to let it all flow through us like water through a sieve. We cannot avoid experiencing life's bumps and bruises, but we can learn to let them pass through us. We can learn to recognize when we are holding onto our wounds out of fear or out of our need to be right or in control. Often it is our judgments, ideas, and stories about a particular event that keep it lodged in our system in a way that becomes toxic. Snake teaches us to experience the event without judgment or story, which deprives it of its powers. If we can then allow the toxins to pass through as smoothly as a silk scarf, they can no longer harm us. In fact, they help us grow in wisdom and experience. This is how poison becomes medicine. This is the inner alchemy of snake. Try stepping back from your wounds. Witness them without needing to define, label, reason, explain, justify, figure out, control, understand, grapple, or argue. Feel them as pure energy, not good or bad, but simply energy held in a particular pattern. Loosen your grip and let them slip through you to dissolve back into the oneness of the universal field. By doing so, you are freeing all the energy it has taken to hold those wounds in place. Visualize snake sliding through your body, emotions, and mind, loosening toxic patterns of energy, and then slipping out through the joints, soles of the feet, palms of the hands, mouth, ears, or nasal passages. Allow the toxic energy to glide out with snake as you exhale. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Healing, healing, healing. You have shed your skin. You are born anew. You are healed. You are whole. You are pure, energetic potential. Go ahead, take a moment to reflect. At first, you might be wondering, how could this snake card possibly circle back around to what we've been discussing on letting your vision grow and not getting stuck in it or letting it go just because all of a sudden you feel overwhelmed or you're in lack or you're in fear. And I think that snake actually encompasses it beautifully in this message, because we are holding on so tight to our past experiences because it's evidence in our life. Our nervous system, it's all saying, this is what I know, this is what I have to do to keep myself safe. But when we're living from those patterns of things that happened in our past, they can sometimes keep us from moving forward and evolving. That is so much of the inner work that we need to do to heal ourselves. So Snake is saying, it's time to let go of those toxins. It's time to let it go and let yourself heal. Do not let these old perspectives and patterns hold you back for the amazing things that you are meant for. I hope that this message has really helped you believe that your vision, your idea is just pure gold, and it's meant for you to birth into this world. Have a beautiful weekend ahead, and we will talk again soon. Take care. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Oracle Mornings. Please take a moment and follow the show so you never miss an episode. Simply open the app you listen to podcasts on, such as Apple Podcasts, and hit the follow button. Your support means the world, and I'm so grateful that you choose to spend part of your day with me. And remember, you are a miracle.